Now Vista is a brilliant program, and right before I start this, before we even go into it, I'm gonna turn up the CPU speed in the emulation because this thing needs a bit of juice. And Vista is a brilliant program. It's a terraforming program, which is where you take a fractal or a set of statistical information of a terrain and you use it to create an image. Well, that's how it works in this Vista. Oh, it boots straight into it. I thought it'd go to Workbench, but no. So this is very basic version of it, the first version I think, and subsequently there was Vista Pro Lite, which they did for a good price. It was great for Amiga 1200. This sort of stuff really pushed Amigas, and it used to take about an hour for me to render an image on this, but okay, so we've got basic fractal here. So if we put in a number, and it's going to quickly make that because we're running at a few times the normal speed, and that's what we want. Is let's see, polyfill. Let's try if we do that. How does it change it? Okay, well it's giving us a nice mountain. So then what we want first thing, that's the render preview I'm doing there, so that didn't do anything. So if I get this right, script you could use to make because you can make an animation, that's right. So you could create a script that lets you make an animation. So this is really cool. So what we're going to do first of all, got a fractal here. This is like a topographical map. And how do we set that? So this is the target, this one here. And I always thought it was right mouse. Maybe it's shift and click to do the target. Maybe it's control and click. Oh no, camera. There we go. There, so I can set the camera. So if I say I put the camera here, I love this. For a 11-year-old kid, this is just incredible. And then it will automatically set the height of the camera. But let's have a quick look and see what it renders at. So this would normally take, this is the lowest resolution, this would normally take 3 or 4 minutes probably to get where we're going. Table, and then shade, sky, draw, here we go. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we get a view of this, and it's doing it in ham, so you're getting a bit of fringing, which is less apparent when you when you've got the higher resolution or the higher polygon renders. But what I'm going to do is I just want to drop the camera a bit lower, so we're going to do that and then try that there. Oh, I love this program, and I've got Vista. I think I've done Vista Pro Lite on this channel before. Still do with going a bit lower. Oh, did it even actually? Oh yeah, it did. I think we're going to do it like that. But I just actually this first one, I just had so much fun with it. Yeah, that's a bit lower. Could still do with doing lower. I think I'm going to be looking up into this mountain, so let's and I remember this being one of the programs I showed people that really impressed people when I said I got it on the front of a magazine. I mean, this was a big application, and I think Chart Show used it for things, maybe not the Coverdisk version. Do you know what? The target is too high. That's my problem. So I want the target down about here, and I think I want this a little bit higher now. Let's try again. Yeah, I'm still not too happy. I think I'm going to set the camera ultra low, so let's do it 300. What I'm doing now in seconds would be hours of work, even with the lowest resolution set. That's pretty cool. I think I'm still going to set the target a little bit lower. And the first render, it builds some values it can reuse. This is on a 1 meg Amiga. It's great. It is just great. Oh yeah, I think I'm starting to get there now. I think I'm just going to drop it to about 9 high. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm just going to drop it just 800. Just that tiny bit. Yeah, I think I like that. Right. So then you'd want to, then you could say, you know, you've got the options to go a bit faster with it's a bit more detailed. So this is the second setting. It's rebuilding its tables, cliffs, shade, because we're at a different level of resolution. 2 is still not the highest. The highest is 1. I guess it's 1 polygon potentially for each pixel. It takes a bit longer to draw because the time that we were previously using for 8 lines is now going on to 2 lines, so you have more to do. Even with this running at 500% the original Amiga's speed, it's taking a long time. But it's worth it, nearly halfway there, because the resolution also on this is fixed at 200. Oh, it sounds like the police are after me. The resolution on this is fixed at 256 lines, I think, low res image. Let's see. And then you can see it starts to look a lot more like a mountain. But then what we can do is you can start adding some haze 24. You can start adding some features to. Oh yeah, don't want to change that. The palette, leave the palette as it is, and let's look at the view. That was the last version we did. And it looks pretty mountainy. But we're going to do it with all these extra features on and see how it looks. We can even change where the light's coming from. It's great. In fact, does that mean that it's coming from east to west, the light? That means the light source must be. Maybe I should have set the light source to the north so the light is falling. I don't know, we'll see. Shade. It's just such a great program. I think this is probably the best thing Amiga Format ever gave away. In my opinion, the best thing Amiga Format ever gave away on a Coverdisk is this. For the amount of power it gave you on a bog standard Amiga machine to produce graphics that could have been used. You could use them. I mean, and there's ways you probably could kludge the software, but that you could have used this in production software. This would have been good enough to use it in a TV production, what this outputs. Even though it's only 256 lines of resolution, it is sufficient. Wow, I'm just looking at how long it's taking. Even when it's set to 5 times speed. I mean, I used to just leave this for an hour and you'd see the line count go up every now and then. I'm tempted to see if I can boost it any faster. I'm just going to have a look in the emulation. Okay, I'm going to switch to fast as possible and let's see what happens. Oh, that's speeding up a little bit. So this is giving it everything it can in the emulation. And it's a bit faster. Oh, I think the smooth button smooths the... I didn't select smooth, but I think it smooths the fractal. I didn't use that, but let's see what we get. Not far off. Ah, I love this. You can put rivers in. I forgot you can stick rivers in. Oh, I'm going to do that afterwards. I'm going to stick a river once we see this. And we've got the trees in as well. So the idea is you chuck a river in from a good height. Here we go. Oh, it's brilliant. I think the trees are probably a bit too much. And you could do with a bit more resolution. I mean, it could do with more resolution with the trees. So I think what I'm going to do... There's too many trees, first of all. Oh, snow as well. You can see what the snow level is. Right. You can put a lake in. We've already got a lake in this, so I'm going to run a river down the top there. Oh. It just finds a natural way for the river. I'm going to get rid of the trees. We're going to run another river. I want us to... have a few tributaries. A bit like Bob Ross this. Okay. I can't imagine what a real Amiga that ran at this speed would have cost. I don't think it was possible then. I guess this is probably beyond the fastest speed. But it's just brilliant that even on this system you could create an animation with those scripts. I mean, it was just incredible the power that we had in this application. You get it from your magazine. It was a commercial application that they gave to us. It's just brilliant. Whoever did this, whoever is responsible for this, brilliant. I wonder how many people got careers in graphics off the back of this. There you go. You can just see the river coming down there. Or from that unrealistic spot on the top of the mountain, but still it's found its way. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. This is such a good application. I'm just off the edge here of the water. I'm just out of the base of the fractal, so there's a bit of a muck up there, but that's brilliant. Oh, I wish there was a way to... There isn't any way to change the resolution, is there? Oh, low res, display low res or ham. And I'm pretty sure on this, about landscape, fractal, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Vista dem files, that was the thing, that was the format. Oh, Vista A500 plus, there's some kind, it's been a patched version. Right, so there's a Mandelbrot. I remember this. That's half down. Okay, let's see what this one is. So you could take a model of a real place. I don't know whether, I was pretty sure there was one on here that was like a Mars or something. Half dome, is this it? I think it was a crater on Mars. So let's have a look. No. Did I just load the same one twice? Quite possibly. Right, I think this one might be the one that's Mars, and then load color map. Oh, it's even got hard disk installers on there. Landscapes. Oops. Well, that's a bit of a bug in that. Accidentally clicked it twice before it could... No, and it doesn't filter it. Ah, Crater Lake, that's the one I think I was looking for. Why doesn't that show up? Bit of a buggy request to this. It looks... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one... Fill Lake, squished to 0.6 scale, fish lake. One of them was something to do with Mars, but I don't know. So I can chuck it. So if I stick a camera over here and over here, so I think this is a real lake which they've done to scale. But as it comes out of the box, let's just render it in. As it comes out of the box, oh no, that ain't gonna work. To set this camera higher because it's gonna be in the crater. Okay, maybe we need to set the target higher. This is confusing. That's because I'm setting the thing in completely the wrong place. I should be setting this. And that should be like that. Let's try it now. That's a bit more like it. A bit too high now. So we got this crater. So let's go. 3,000. That might be a bit more sensible. Still not sensible, so let's set it to 1,000. Slowly getting lower. Okay, so now we're kind of looking in this crater, and yeah, it's probably now just a little too low, so we'll just bring it up by 200 to get us over the edge of this. There we go. Now we drop a lake in here. Let's try it. So maybe we'll just see the bottom of it filled up with the lake now. There we go. So that's it with just a little bit in there. And if we... wonder if I run a river in here, how that'll go. There we go. Wow, it's taken quite some time to generate this river. Oh, hello, the river's filled out the lake. Oh, that's brilliant. I've never done that before. Because it's naturally finding its way and the supply is endless. Ah, maybe that's the better way to do it. You stick a lake in. Is it going to keep filling until it gets to the top? I've never done this before. When's it going to find its level? Can I render? Oh, stopped it. You can stop it filling up. Brilliant. Ah, because it'll do it until it finds water, I guess. So let's see what we've got now. I haven't got any blending or anything switched on yet. That's brilliant. I never really thought about that. The river, it'll just keep filling it till it finds a level. So it probably would eventually have swamped the entire thing. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like that. Just looks like a big crater in the middle of the ocean. And I'm just wondering why there's an option on low res. How much lower can it go? Unless this is going to be like 128, it's going to do it. No, it's doing 256. I just think the character of these is a little nicer than Vista Pro. I don't know why. There's just something about it that I like. And I guess you could, there is a way you could kludge more resolution, although it's going to be... when you take... I think low res almost looks better. Low res or ham, so that's probably in 64 or 32 colours. Yeah, it looks a bit sharper. I'm just thinking the other trick you could do, potentially, to get a tiny bit more resolution out of this, if someone had been clever at the time, would have been to just drop it. I don't know, would this work? I'm thinking you could drop the camera 1 foot or something, or 1 point, whatever it is, just to gain a little bit more resolution. And then blend them together by fields. If it's less, if 1 pixel is less than 1 foot, I don't know. But then you're changing the angles slightly as well, aren't you? So you'd have to drop it on the target as well. That might work. I'm not going to try it though. What does zoom do? Let's try that. Different type of lens. Draw. Yeah, it's a completely different view. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how that affected it. But look, it's Vista. It's Vista Pro, Amiga Format, issue number 33. An absolutely brilliant bundled package. You can create scripts, Vista script. I don't want to save it anywhere. But you can, add. Let's do error opening file. It wants to write it straight to a file on there. We're not going to do that. See what happens when we quit. Nothing. It just dumps us straight back into a lovely... I wonder what happens if we try and run Vista.8500. One thing I am curious of, this will probably crash because we're running 1.3. One thing I'm curious of though is if it's doing a kickstart check. Oh, it does load. Interesting. So I wonder where it'll go wrong. Maybe it's with the screen opening. Let's see. Because you'd wonder why they didn't just... Maybe it just loads the same version for everyone. I'm going to have a look at the startup sequence before I finish here. Oh, it seems to load. 1.21, 1990. Interesting. Now I want to load Workbench and have a look at the startup sequence on this. So let's have a look and see what we can find. And I'm not sure I'm even going to let it boot up all the way. Go A500. Yep, that's right. Oops, just realised this won't boot because I set the emulation of the floppy speed too fast. I think if for some reason Workbench 1.3 doesn't like that, unless it's because the CPU is too fast. Let's see. So in reality, I've probably gained no time trying to mess around with the floppy drive speed. We'll see. Yeah, I've messed it up again. So let's have a quick look. go. Any moment now. Right. Let's have a look at the icon as well. Ooh, readme A500 plus, right. This version, last minute manual changes the special instructions, hard disk installation, scripts, data draws renamed to landscapes. So this is due to a minor problem with the string gadgets in Vista, camera and target. The change data does not get rest device unless you press the return key. Right, A500 plus version. The program Vista is designed for 1.3. The amount of incompatibility is not great, but if you use a polygon setting of 1 and a complex landscape, sometimes you cannot save IFFs. If you encounter this problem, we prefer to use a fully compatible version of Vista, which is going to just load up Workbench. Oh, so you have to do it manually. What? Vista. Yeah, I see. Okay. Oh, so you have to do it manually. Back to the Coverdisk. So they have adapted this. So this looks like the original README, and they changed it a bit. It is difficult to use. If you mess up, so type this into shut. Well, that's interesting. Ed is difficult to use. Interesting. Read only. Set to read only. This ensure that we will not accidentally delete landscape. The protect function on Workbench disk allow you to reset the. Oh, interesting. This is the format. Oh, blimey! They even tell you what the format. You can get hold of it. Brilliant. Keys. Stack 300. Cursor routine should make a large amount of stack space. If you're on Vista, it's icon window. You need not worry about the stack. It's already been set. If you're on Vista CLI, interesting. So any stack. Ooh. Right, it's got a lot of stuff there. Limits of Vista World based upon fast integrated 3D engine. In order for Vista to display landscape properly, you must keep the camera and target within the thing. View shading. Wow, it's got a lot of information. Tree button, blend function. Oh, this function was added by the programs at the last minute and was not included in the manual. It helps reduce the coarse texture of distant parts of the landscape. If blend is selected, Vista will draw each polygon with a weighted average colour from the polygon and the 3 polygons that border it. Clever. This reduces the aliasing of distant polygons. Also note discolours nearby polygons, so use is optional. Hand palette. Oh, this. This function was added by the programs at the last minute and was not included in the manual. Vista can compute a new 16-colour palette for displaying the rendered image in ham mode. Compute a new palette can reduce the amount of ham artifacting. You can force Vista to compute new palettes selecting the colours button. Aha! And then you sort of new ham the next time a picture is drawn. You'll see the word new palette appear and the status sign just before it's drawn. You'll want to generate a new palette anytime you change of the object colours in Vista. Of course, the only way to change up the colours into the colour screen change. Okay. Oh, there you go. Then. Well, that was not a bit pointless. So cool. So yeah, it was great, and they were squeezing new features in. They tailored this a bit for the Amiga Format release. That's great. Let's have a look at the icons for the dem images. They don't have any. So, well, that's great. So Amiga Format issue 33, Vista, which was an absolutely brilliant application, outstanding application from Virtual Reality Labs. Can't think what they're called now, but yeah, brilliant. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'm probably going to do some more Coverdisks videos some point soon. I've not done some for a while, but I thought I'd do some. And I've got loads more stuff coming. I've got live streams I'm doing more and more again. And come and check it out, because there's all kinds of stuff. If you like Amigas, pretty good idea to subscribe to my channel. Okay, everyone, take care. See you next time.